You've probably heard of the rags to riches stories before, right? Well, this one doesn't involve a genie, a trust fund, or making a fortune from some once-in-a-generation idea. I've faced and overcome almost every business challenge you can imagine. I feel blessed and grateful that today I can provide the lifestyle opportunities for my family that I never had growing up. My school was rated one of the worst in the area. I had an entrepreneurial burning desire in me to make the most of what I had. At 13 years old, I was selling car stereos to make a bit of cash. Well, over the next few years, I worked my way up the business experience. I started with corporate companies. I was making progress, but like many people, the standard 9-to-5 job left me wanting more. I felt like I was missing out on my true potential. I made a commitment to myself. My dream was, my vision was to start a business. But then I was missing one thing that makes a difference between struggling to get by and the massive, repeatable success that you see time and time again. It's something we all have access to, and today I try to pay it forward to the next generation. Just at Petra Junior School, which was my old school, where the journey started. So I come in and inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs. So I've run a big business, I've employed 600 staff. I also do some work for the Prince's Trust. So in 2013, I was honoured for my work. I went to Buckingham Palace and I met Prince Charles. What a great question here. How old was I when I first started the business? That's a great question. So I went to university, so I was 21. I did a few jobs. At 23, I started my first business. The message I want to give today is, look guys, whatever you come from, whatever background, you can achieve whatever you want. Man, get this guy on, get this guy on. This guy's Glenn, man. He came when I was, how old was I? I was 8, yeah? We're together, man. So we used to play football on there. The houses now, but yeah, now it's good times. It's good to go back, you know? It was interesting because I used to work there, which is Coors Brewery, a massive company in Burton. I can remember walking down there in my break times and visualising starting my business. And I can remember looking at that office there, which was to let. And the crazy thing was, I ended up in there. So this was my first office. First, we set the agency up in here. We had this building here. I can remember we used to have contract staff park up, go in. Yeah, and this is where the journey started. Yeah, so this was a library. I used to come here, trying to get all this knowledge, read all the books. It was helpful, but obviously the mentors really helped me. My office was there, I used to walk down here, and I remember reading all the books I ever got. But my mentors was the one that really got me actionable, got the steps going, and really pushed me forward. So the knowledge is always there. It's like YouTube now, but I think actionable steps through mentors is a game changer. It was for me. So we're going to go see my old, the guy I bought in. He went to school with me, and then I brought him into the business in 2007, which is a couple of years into the business, and he's still running it now. So we're going to have a chat with him. Come to see Billy at Fast Track.
Yeah, you can go up, mate.
Yeah,
that's
it's
fine.
all right.
Yeah,
Cool,
you know
cool.
where you're going.
Yeah, we know where we're going. Yeah. Brings back memories, good memories. But sad as well because we sold it, but it's all good. So we're here with Billy, who now runs the operation from Burton-on-Trent. So he runs Fast Track, which is obviously bought by Dhillon. Who would have thought 10 years ago, oh God, it's longer than that. That time you'd still be in recruitment. But now obviously he's doing really well, he's running the operation here. I remember the day I told Billy I'm selling it, he's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, it was come as a shock.
Because when you sell a business, you have to keep it quiet.
Yeah.
I'm sure you saw me taking the TV out.
Well, exactly. I remember the day we're sitting in the main room, all I could hear is banging and knocking coming from his office.
Yeah.
Walked in there's no TV, no pictures on the wall, and I thought, what's he doing?
Yeah. The biggest thing that we brought into the industry was a 24-hour call.
24-hour.
You know, it killed us at times.
Well, it still does.
But we saw the difference, didn't we? We saw if we can build that in, if we can pick up the phone. Yes. And one thing me and Billy and the whole ethos of the company was never lose a book.
Never lose a booking, yeah.
And we never, to that day, 100% fulfillment record. We'd make sure, and that's our ethos was that. And every business I do now is over-deliver. Yes. This is the map. This is where we dominate everything. Yeah, that's Pirelli. Stadium there. That was Amethyst. Yeah. Pallet Force.
This was Jay's old office.
This is where
my tip is there.
Yeah, this is a lot tidy when I was there, but you know.
Yes, of course. Jay was big on that. Clean desk policy.
Yes, a clean desk policy. Yeah, it's good, emotional, because obviously I sold the business here and we brought it to a decent level. But yeah, good memories, and you know, looking back, we had some great times here. I sat down with Helen from the Prince's Trust, a foundation that I've been a mentor for the last 5 years, and Najinder, a mentee who has really accelerated his business through mentoring.
We really couldn't do what we do without people like you, Jay. Your knowledge, your skills, your own experience empowers people.
When I realised there was people out there who'd mentor you in property investment, suddenly what I did in 1 year of mentoring actually doubled what I did in 12 years. And it allowed me to leave my job.
Mentors are role models. Mentors add such value to life. We couldn't do it without you, so thank you for all your contribution.
So this is where we expanded. This is our offices. Car park was here. And I can remember in the recession, I'll take you where I actually spoke to my mentor. So here was the first meeting I had with my mentor. I can remember talking to him about the recession, and we had a chat, and he told me to go around Burton and drive around and see how many houses are for sale. My business coach at the time was telling me to liquidate the business because the time's going to be tough. And by taking his advice, my first mentor, my real business mentor, we expanded the business, and the rest was history. So it's quite a surreal moment coming here, because I can remember the conversation like it was yesterday. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be here. I'd probably be working for somebody and doing something I didn't want to do. So, I owe a lot to this conversation with my mentor. That's when I started really believing in the power of mentoring, and that's why I really wanted to give something back for the Prince's Trust, which I've done for the last 5 years. Welcome to the podcast for another episode of the Business Mentor Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Dhillon. So today we're going to talk about the 3 things to make your business successful. So the podcast was basically based on mentoring. So it's to inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs to reach a bigger audience. So this is where we record. So 1 year's time, I really want to see my podcast getting to over 200 episodes. I want to be interviewing some of the top guests. I want to be inspiring more and more people on their business journey. Get this movement of taking that 95% that fell after 5 years, making more of them coming over and being successful. Step 1, you need to solve a problem. Step 2, you must get the solution. That could be white label software. And step 3, you must be dogged and determined to be successful. 2 of my mentees came to talk to me, Luca Galoni, who I worked through the Prince's Trust. We took a struggling business to now he works with brand deals and travels around the world. And also Ant Knight, who over the last 2 years has seen some great results via mentoring and mentorship. Can you remember when we first met? How did you feel?
I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know who you were at the time. I remember the first session we had, and I was a bit blown away really by your story, and I thought, wow, this guy's legit. This guy's the real deal. And the magic was literally just a hobby in my bedroom that I played around with cards with. Through your help, we managed to turn it into something, proper business and a career.
So when I decided to go into like a social media type business, all of a sudden I'm talking to my dog at home, he's giving me advice. I'm thinking, I'm not sure this is the best, the best way to bounce stuff off. So I really felt I needed somebody who's walked it, done it, to help me, because I'm determined to be successful, but I felt I needed to get somebody to get me over the line.
We hear it a lot, you need a mentor, you need to find a mentor. It gets a bit like a broken record, but it really can be the game changer. The great thing about it is that not only do you get that support, that knowledge, that guidance, you get that accountability to make sure you hit those goals.
I think the bottom line is when people are looking for mentors, what we're saying is we want to succeed.
That's right.
And we want to be part of that 5% that succeed. And by doing a mentor, I've increased my chances of success by 50% probably. Because I want to succeed, I'm going to succeed, but all of us sometimes need that bit of extra help.
So we're just going in now to Parelli Stadium to see Ben Robinson, where he's doing an interview for the podcast. And he's built Burton Albion from zero to like what it is today. So welcome to the Business Mentor Podcast. I've got Ben Robinson, a very, very special guest.
As we all know in life, you meet people. Some people out there will help you for no reason other than that they genuinely want you to see you progress and do well. It's sussing people and establishing the people that you can trust, that are going to give you advice in your best interest.
Because people have the agendas, like you said, taking the right advice, getting the right mentor, because you get the wrong advice, it's just as powerful as getting the right advice.
That's it,
really down. So now we're going to go to see one of my business associates, one of my clients, Richard. If you go through a difficult time, I think mentors are invaluable because they can help you through that. I remember the recession with my mentor. He told me to do something like continuing sales. My coach was saying, pack up your business, because he'd been there and done it. And he goes, look, I can see this. They kind of could see the vision before.
I think that when you're going through difficult times, you very often need somebody to talk to. And sometimes you don't even know all the problems that I have, that you have, I'm sure are the same that British Gas have.
That's right.
They're all the same. They're all the same problems, and you could probably collect them all together. And sometimes you just need to talk about it. Sometimes you might just need to say, "Hey, Jay, I've got a problem. I'm not making any money because I've got too many staff, because I've got too much stock, because I haven't got enough customers." It's all really simple, but you sometimes, I think the mentor needs to get you to bring the answer out yourself.
We've now come to the end of my video. I hope that brought you some value, my 17 years in business and all the journeys I've had, and inspires you to take the next step to run your business or take your business to the next level. Now, I've got a podcast on iTunes called the Business Mentor Podcast, so you can download that for free. And also, I'll be posting videos on this channel and interviews, so make sure you subscribe and I'll bring more content to you guys and bring more value. Thank you.